So the story goes like this. It's 1875 in Grings Mill, Pennsylvania, a park within walking distance from my house. A woman named Louisa Bissinger gathers her children up for a picnic to get away for a little while. According to eyewitnesses at the time, they looked like a normal family on a summer afternoon. However, her husband had cheated on her and denies it. Louisa decides to play a game with her children to gather rocks by the canal. And once they had enough, they tied ropes around the stones, with the others around her waists. All at once, they jumped in together, grasping the stones, until they sank to the bottom in death. Today, the park is about the same as it was back then, although the old canals are all dried up. Louisa Bissinger's supposed site of death is right off the trail. If you were to ask someone passing by, most haven't heard of her name or even what she had done, but local ghost hunters keep this story alive. Often teenagers will sneak into the park after sunset to see if they find any ghosts, but there hardly has been any conclusive evidence. It's a story I'm personally attached to, as I spent a lot of time at the park as a kid. During summer vacations, my brother and I were the teenagers that snuck into the park after dark for ghosts, and even I'll admit I hadn't seen anything. Now that I'm older though, I think about her differently, and the entire story differently. The park is peaceful, but I would be lying if there wasn't an eerie feeling around the canal. Any sight of burial gives us that sublime feeling in our stomach, but this woman was different. She lived in a time where her husband's infidelity was so easy to brush aside. Even if she was a murderer, she also killed herself too, showing the tragedy and cornered emotions that she was feeling. Her husband, Philip Bissinger, was also the owner of the Reading Brew Works at the time, and probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful man in Reading. And Reading, at the time, was very different on the east coast of the United States, for it had a lot more wealth from its railroad system than it does today. It's odd that there's a ghost story so closely tied to an old leader of the city of Reading, but it shows that throughout his influence, he could easily silence his wife so easily.
People run in circles, it's a very, very